is Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning, good morning, good morning to my lovely people. Today's guest is photographer all the way from Arizona. I love it, I love it, I love it. Mr. Marcus Dillard. We also have the lovely Nick the Voice. You know, if you want to know what's going on, always can count on Nick the Voice. And then we have our longtime co-host from the beginning, Roogle the movie guy. If you want to know what's happening with the movies, he's the guy to go to. Let me tell you something real quick. I saw like a commercial. They were paying people to like rate movies now. They said if you don't got nothing else to do or at home and not working, we will pay you to rate our movies. I was like, Roogle need to get on this, but Roogle just way too busy.
I never heard of it. Actually, I wonder if I can get some back checks.
You know what? I didn't write it down because I was on the go. Yeah, you should be able to get some back checks. I didn't write it down because I was on the go, and I said I got to look it up and see what's going on. But I don't know. You be busy out in them streets.
Yeah, I be in those streets.
Out in the streets. And myself, I'm Mel from Shop Talk with Mel, in case you guys don't know, and this is your first time listening. I've been trying to get an interview with Marcus Dillard, and you'll continually hear me say his full name because that's how you can find him. Okay? It's Marcus Dillard Photography. So I'll say his full name, and then y'all can do your own background and see what's going on. Because I don't know what he do on the side. No, I'm joking. We'll keep that separate since this is the show, okay? But nothing bad. Don't think that your girl. I ain't got nobody illegal on this week, do I, Nick? We can't hear you. Wow. See, let me tell you about this. See, since whole COVID thing been going on, for some unknown reason, we tend to forget, since we're looking at each other doing the show via Zoom, we tend to forget that there's a listening audience that's listening to it. Like, I hear silence. All I hear is you, Mel. What's going on? You said they're there. Are they there? You know?
I'm sorry.
We can't dog the people that been rocking with us forever. 10 whole years. 1 year, then it's like, oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot y'all was out there.
I didn't. I would never forget my listening audience. How is Nick gonna say on the radio she forgot they was out there? Because we on Zoom.
We on Zoom, exactly. It's like, I gotta get my mind. We got two audiences. We got an audience watching, and we got our loyal listeners out there. So
Yes.
You win.
Yes, you do. You definitely do. Marcus, how's the weather in Arizona?
Oh, it's still hot. It's still 106 degrees when I left. And right now, in about 2 more weeks, it'll begin to be perfect weather season is what we call it out there, where it's just convertible season, where how it is here in Youngstown will be exactly how it is in Thanksgiving out there in Phoenix. So we barbecuing. It's actually our summer. The wintertime here is actually our summer out there. So it's we just gone through monsoon season.
Okay.
Which is all flags like almost hurricane season out there, where it's just dust storms and thunderstorms and all that out there every day because it gets so hot.
Now wait. When you say dust storms, what you mean? Just dirt just everywhere?
Yeah, it's from the south, all the way from Tucson. The winds blow south all the way up north into the alley, and then let me tell you, it gets, you can't really see. You need to get inside. If you're out and about shopping, you need to go somewhere like home or something, because the dust really comes, and it's the visibility is really, really bad. So
do y'all wear goggles or something? Like, how do you protect your eyes during a dust storm or dirt storm?
Well, what make it Actually, it's very slow, progressing very slowly. So you have plenty of time to get home, but it's not where it's blind when you can't see.
Okay.
But there are times where there was a thing called a haboob. Okay, HABOOB, where if you check it out on YouTube, let me tell you something. It's like something out of a Chucky movie or something, because when these big thick clouds come over the mountains real slow over the valley, it just darkens everything. I mean, it would be 4:00 in the afternoon and it'll be pitch black by the time these slow moving clouds come over the valley, and it's really dark and it's really dangerous, but it's really slow moving. So it's pretty crazy out there when it comes to that. But other than that, besides, if you can take the heat, then you're good. If you can be there for a year, then you're good and you're used to it, because it's a dry heat. The humidity is like 3% versus here.
They were saying, for those, he let you guys know I'm in the hometown, Youngstown. That's where we're recording from, because we are worldwide. So they're probably like, who's that? It's several Youngstowns. So we, Youngstown, Ohio. When you say the humidity and the dry heat, I noticed that a lot of people with respiratory issues, they say move to Arizona.
Yes.
Did you?
And here,
go ahead.
Here's why. Because there, let me tell you something. It will clear your lungs. The air is very crisp, and especially during the fall season around October. That's when actually what we call the snowbirds, when everyone from the Midwest and the East Coast moves out there during that time, because of the air is very crisp and the weather is really good. And let me tell you, it's very breathtaking, and I will say that, quote unquote, breathtaking, because it's unbelievable. It's just, you don't need, like, a lot of people who are on oxygen really won't really need it, because out there, the air quality is very, very crisp, and the visibility, you can see miles and miles, because especially when I would go hiking, because I love hiking. I've never done it before until I moved there.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that was one of the best things I've ever done for myself, because the air quality, and you can see for miles and miles, and it's a really spiritual experience. To witness that and to go through that. So
okay, so the best time to go visit someone in Arizona is in October.
The end of September through October, all the way till the end of May, beginning of June. That's when it starts to get really hot again.
Oh, okay. So you have enough. You got enough time to really visit.
Yes, exactly. There's only 2 seasons out there. fall.
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. All right, let's get into the thick of it. How you like that? Look, when is it thick out there? When them dirt storms come? When is that? What time of the year?
It usually begins around like the 4th of July, the holiday around July, and that's when the dew point levels get to a certain level, and the humidity gets up there from July all the way to around September.
Okay, all right. Let's get into Marcus Dillard. So, Marcus Dillard Photography? Let me put that out there. That's his email. Photography at Gmail, right?
Yes.
Your website, Marcus Dillard Photography?
My website is actually dillardphotographyandart.com.
Okay, and we'll be sure to put that information below.
It's dillardphotographyandart.com.
Okay. Now you say and art. Let's elaborate.
Because I've been an artist, I love to draw. And in my pictures, I love to add a little finesse with it. And it's not just a picture. It's art as well. So growing up in Youngstown, born and raised here in Youngstown, Ohio, everyone knows me for my artwork. For me, designing roller coasters to also doing logos as well. And as you can see, my logo as well. And also, it was a gift that I was blessed with. And
yes,
God blessed me with.
Yes, I would say so, because I noticed that in a lot of your photography, it's a lot of landscape. The sky, I mean,
Right.
is beautiful. You capture great moments. And
Exactly.
also, I love the photos that you did for Southwest. Yes, Southwest Airlines. That is amazing. That's an amazing shot. And so you just have to have the eye, the vision to see what looks good. But that was amazing.
Thank you. Let me tell you the story behind, from what I see. I really started my photography when I first moved to Phoenix.
Okay.
When I started hiking, I started taking pictures, like, wow, like, okay, with my phone. And people started like, wow, you have an eye for this. And I said, I didn't really understand it at first. And then I said, okay, well, and then I started to embrace the hikes, embrace the environment, capturing where the sun is, because the sun is out 300 days out of the year. So when you know when to go on a sunrise and on a sunset,
Mm-hmm.
it changes. It's completely different.
Well, let me ask you this, because me knowing you is a little
Mhm.
different, but I would definitely love to introduce you to the audience.
Okay.
So we're gonna take it back real quick, and I'm just gonna run down these questions before we run out of time. Okay.
Okay.
Who is Marcus Dillard?
Who is Marcus Dillard? Born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. 48 years old. Who's a man who just has a passion for life.
Okay, good, very good. And I know you covered this already, but I'm gonna reiterate and ask the question.
Sure.
Let me ask this: when did you start with art? The love for art. When did you start having the love for art?
My love for art began actually when I was 8 years old at Harding Elementary.
So someone introduced you to it?
No, they didn't. I actually found it myself.
What? Tell me what was going on. Take us to that place. Don't take us all the way there, because you said you're 48 and you went to elementary. We ain't got that kind of time. So go ahead. Tell me, what was it? What vision did you see that said, this is what I like?
I won a coloring contest in my class, and it was the best one in the class. And it wasn't what it looked like. It was how it was done, how the colors were arranged on the paper for this picture. And ever since then.
Okay, wait. We need to go into a little bit more here. So take us back. The teacher said, "Here, we're having a coloring contest." Is that what happened?
It was an elephant. It was a picture of an elephant, and she gave us all the same,
Portrait.
subject.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she said, we're going to enter this contest, and whoever can do it, you will get like these treats and like candy. She had candy and everything for us and stuff. So, and we also had a free pass for free pizza in the cafeteria.
Oh, that was big. That was big.
So, got out to the snowback, by the way. And I said, okay, I'm going to get this. And then my friends didn't believe me. It's like, no, it was a competition. Like, it really got serious. So I said, okay. I said, okay, watch this. And so the colors I used were red and blue, and made it in the yellow, and mixed them together. The way that it shaded from red to the yellow was very bright and very...
Oh, and you did it on your own.
Yes.
And that's when you said, oh, this is deep, huh? I can do this.
That's when I knew, in order for me to mix those colors and shade it from red to yellow.
Uh-huh.
That's won the contest.
Okay, and what did she say when she saw your work?
She was like, wow, like, Marcus, did you do this? Like, wow.
Oh, she thought one of your parents did it.
She began to show the other teachers, even like the higher grade teachers. She had them come to the classroom.
Awesome.
And I got an award for it.
Very good. So you weren't allowed to take it. You weren't allowed to take the project home. You had to do it in class.
Yes. Right there.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay, so she knew there was no parent like me doing it, huh?
Oh, she saw it. She was a witness to it.
That's amazing. And then after that, and you won, you said, this is it.
That was it. I knew then.
Okay, so what, and that was when you were in the 5th grade. So what would you tell a young person? 2nd grade? Wait.
2nd grade.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And here I am thinking, I'm like, oh, that was in the 5th grade. Okay, you know your colors. You said 2nd grade. So you were 7 years old. Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. And then, so the art, you said that, I'm trying to catch the listening audience up. You said it was, your website is Dillard's
Photography and Art.
Okay. Dillard's Photography and Art.com.
Yes.
Okay. So you already had an eye. You moved to, now I'm fast forwarding, lovely people, stay with me. You moved to Arizona. You started looking at the skylines and all that, and that's when you picked up photography.
Yes. It was actually the sunrises and the sunsets, the clouds, that really was breathtaking, and that's when I fell in love with the photography, with nature, and also with the hiking at the same time.
Okay, well, I want to stick with the eye. I want to stick with the eye behind the lens. Okay. I mean, that's big though, being able to see what others don't, and we're right there, and it could be in our face.
Exactly.
You know?
It's just the timing of everything, and it's just when you feel it, you know it. I look around and I see things, and at first I'm like, that wouldn't look right. How about I do it this way? And then a different angle makes a big difference in photography. And how you look at it in perspective and being creative with what you have is also a turning point into whether your creation is either good or bad. So,
but who determines that? Whoever's behind the lens is who determines it, right?
Exactly. Now, there are things where you'll see things, everyone will take the same picture, but the outcome will be completely different in every last picture. So that's exactly how I feel. And people have seen my work and will like they say they will have a bad day and look at it, and it just helps them. I don't know how it does that. The view. Exactly. That's how they perspective. That's how they see it. I'm just grateful to be able to do something like that.
Let me put this information out there. I had a lot of fun. Marcus Dillard is extremely professional, and he did my headshots. I needed to update my headshots because they was like so throwback. So I appreciate you for that. When I have to be honest, when I was viewing the photos that you had taken of me, I was captured by the background. No lie. I was looking, I'm supposed to be viewing these photos, and I'm looking like, oh my gosh, look at that. I was looking at the background. And it took me, and I'm looking at the background, then I had to zoom in on, okay, let me see what works for me. Get back here. But the backgrounds were amazing. So if I can actually vouch for Marcus Dillard regarding, and y'all know me, the great photo. And on today's, if you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see I posted that photo. So it'll be, the title's totally different, but it is my headshot that I put on there so that you guys can get clear understanding of how he takes pictures. Also, the professionalism, amazing. If this is our time, he's there. And, anybody that knows me, and I know my co-host knows me, I'm like, no, we're supposed to be here at this time. Look at Nick. We're supposed to be here at this time. Let's go. When you got work to do, it's like, okay, this is work. Boom. But so much fun. I wasn't uncomfortable at the time, and it's not because I knew who he was. I just wasn't uncomfortable. I didn't feel with the whole... Let me say this. We had so much fun. the Me Too moment, you know, they got that Me Too movement, and you're like, okay, this is a guy. And some people are over the top. Some females is over the top. And Nick can vouch for that. She has her video on mute right now. But she can vouch for that. When people think somebody want them. He's a nice looking young man, ladies out there. I just had to throw that out there. Nice looking young man. But there was no... Not that I think that, oh, everybody want me. You do not have to feel like, oh, he wants me. He is there for the work. And that's where it's at. And I love it. Like, okay, deposit, boom. Okay, we'll do the balance after, boom. Make sure everything is in place and complete.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I appreciated your professionalism first and foremost.
Thank you. I'm still learning the ways of photography business. I haven't been doing this for a long time, but when you have a passion for something, you make sure you get all the information that you can in here so you can put it out there. In
your heart for the listening audience.
In your heart. And you'll learn it in here. In
your mind.
It'll manifest itself in your heart. And once you get it out there and people can tell that, okay, he's just in it for money, or this is his passion, he's very serious, he or she is very serious about what they do. I'm very serious of what I do. And let me tell you, I had so much fun. We had a ball. We had so much fun. And that was, I've never had that much fun doing a photo shoot.
Really good.
And others is like, okay, straight to the point. But this one, it was like very comfortable, and the capturing your energy.
Okay.
Was very your aura was very, it was taking over the shots, and it was it took me a long time to pick some good ones because they were very good, all of them. And it was just like, okay, well, I hope she likes this one. And I understood what you wanted. At first, I didn't. And I was like, oh, Lord, she's being really big. But I was like, no, this is she sees what I see. I get it. I get it now. I totally understand it. I appreciate that. I appreciate your input and what you wanted. And it was only fair for me to deliver the best of my ability that I can for you.
Well, I appreciate it. Look, and then you learned me. You learned, okay, this is her energy, and if she don't like it, no, she don't like it. And
right.
You know what? You know what, though? Honestly, I mean, and they were good, but I knew what I was looking for. And sometimes, and this, when you say the passion that you have, sometimes it's hard for the customer to convey what we want because we are not in that field.
Right.
So, it's like, okay, I just give me some headshots, but we know in our head, and it's not an unfortunate thing. What it is actually letting you know that's not my profession. Over here, if I start talking, journalism or, just being a radio personality, and honestly, being a radio personality and journalism are two different things.
Exactly.
And so when you know what your passion is and what your field is, it's like, okay, this is who I am. Like me being a nurse, that's my 9 to, it used to be my 9 to 5. Okay, so nobody would think that, and then being on radio, it's like, nope, I'm not a nurse right now. I'm a radio personality. So some of the things that I say, I know some people who don't know that I'm a nurse will be like, oh, she's smart. That radio personality, smart, not knowing, like, I had a degree. Look, I got a degree in that, but having fun, and like I was saying, and knowing what it is, you're doing your passion. So when I came to you, I'm not a photographer, but I am cold with the selfies. Cold with the selfies and the camera phone. I'm like, girl, do this, do that. I know what looks good, and I'm going to tell you. For the people who's taking photos with your cell phones and stuff, it's all about the lines. Now that I know,
Right.
And it's about the lines. If you, like, whatever it is, just make sure you have a line. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then it makes you look good. It brings out the best in you. But when I said I wanted headshots, I knew in my mind, I didn't tell you I wanted headshots. I said I need a professional photo shoot. So I never even mentioned headshots, but I knew in my head I need new pictures for the website and all that.
Right.
So, you know, so I want to be fair. It wasn't like, oh, I don't like that one, I don't like that one. It was because I knew what I was looking for, and that was it, and I didn't know how to express it. But now I got it. Headshots.
Yeah, you got it. It's good. It's all good. And I adore that picture. The one that you picked for your profile and everything, that one is breathtaking. That one is bam.
Thank you. And I felt me. You know, I felt me, and I like to smile and have a good time. My reason for bringing that part up is I need people to listen. When you are paying for something, hear me clearly. If you are paying for something, just because you know the person, don't worry about their feelings. That's their profession. Even me, if there is something that you have an issue with, don't worry about my feelings, especially when it's dealing with work.
Exactly.
Because that stuff, it's not like, oh, okay, well, I don't like that person because no, let's communicate. Tell me, what do you think? Do you have better ideas? You know, yes, that might look better this way. Roogle has done that, which is, and it helps me because, okay, I see it from this angle. And then you listen to their angle, you be like, that makes more sense. Let's rock with it.
Right, exactly.
So for the customer out there at any place that you go, anywhere, if you are a paying customer, and listen, if it's me, I don't care if I'm not paying and it's pro bono. I'm still going to, I'll be like, that's okay. Thank you though. If you don't like it, please tell the people. Honestly, please tell the people because that makes us better.
Exactly.
And, you know, communication. Yes, because the analogy that you use, like we all can take a picture of the same thing and the pictures won't come out the same. We can look at the same thing and take a picture and everyone sees differently. You know, your lens doesn't show what my lens see. I see things differently. Something that you may think is a flaw, to me, it's not a flaw. I'm like, oh yeah, let's beam in on this. Let's develop this. Because it's not this is what set you aside. So please, people, that's the lesson. That's the lesson in this segment. If you don't like anything, be 100% honest. Forget their feelings, because if they chose, this is their passion. They want, trust and believe, they want to sharpen their passion.
Exactly.
Don't be out there doing like I used to do back in the day, telling people they could sing. That's because I wanted entertainment. I was immature. I was like, woo, girl. No, I was like, oh, what time they coming on? Okay, let's go. I like entertainment. So don't be like the old team me. But listen, I'll build your self-esteem up. But now I'm at the place where I know what my ministry is. And if I can't sing, I ain't going to try to sing. I'll be like, no, that's not my ministry. I know what it is. And y'all need to be more clear with people and tell them people that is not your ministry. Just let them know.
Tell them, like, look, I want to invite you to bowling. That way you're guaranteed to stay in your lane. Because let me tell you, if it's not, you got to be honest. And with that, and I've learned a lot during our photo shoot. I've learned a lot about you.
Oh, did you?
Honest. I did. I'm just going to put it out there. I've learned a lot about you, and I also learned a lot about myself. I learned that I can be very patient and not to take things personally when you're telling me the truth. Okay?
Very good.
When you exactly what you want, I'm going to do my best to give you exactly what you want. Because you deserve it. It's what you want. And when you told me exactly how you wanted it done, I did my best to make sure.
And you delivered.
Exactly. Some things weren't exactly what you wanted, but I adjusted to it because you told me. You communicated with me and lifting each other up was the end process of this. Because now we're both at a place where, okay, you're not afraid to let people know what you want. Now I'm in a place where I'm not afraid to allow people to tell me what they want. Because I can't just take pictures, and it would do me a big injustice to keep taking pictures of photo shoots from people and they might agree to be yes men. Yes men is not going to help me grow if everybody likes every picture. No, that's not fair, and that's not right, and it's not accurate, and it would cheat. Not only cheat myself, it would cheat my craft, and I would cheat my customer. So I appreciate you for telling me each picture, telling me what you want. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. I don't like this one. I like that one. Let's work with this one. And in the end, I delivered. So
you did, and I solely appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you learned something. Nick, Roogle, any questions?
I have one big question.
Sure.
If we were to do a photo shoot, can you get rid of the double chin?
Oh, editing. Okay, editing.
Listen, yes, how good is the editing? Because, like, this came back with a vengeance when I started gaining this weight back.
Okay, here's what a lot of people need to know about photography. When you're paying for a service, there's editing, and then there's Photoshop. That's two
different things.
Exactly. Photoshopping is changing the way a person looks completely. That's not, unless you ask for that, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to take a picture and edit it by enhancing, not taking away, and not adding. You see what I'm saying? To who you are. Because that really is just taking away who that person really is. Or adding to something that's not who they really are. Giving you green and blue eyes or purple eyes, that's Photoshop. That's not editing. Giving you how Mel's picture is, that's editing. Okay? So who you are is who you are. What I'm looking at right now, as I'm looking at you right now, move your hand for a second. Okay, I see you. This is my first time seeing you, but I'm not going to take away who you are. You are who you are. And it's my job to capture that. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And since
so we'll just edit the double chin and make it look.
Yep, and I'll work with you on poses because I could see and we can hide. So that's it.
Hey, there's ways of fixing without even taking any play.
Yeah, that's all. That's that COVID chin, Nick. That's that COVID chin. I got my recipes under my arms. Was the recipes, that hanging part. I will say for the editing on my photo that you guys are able to see, and the listening audience, you can go to the website. You'll be able to see it. I don't like a lot of makeup. So I did put some eyeshadow on and some lipstick on, but I don't have like the cover up that be all on your face. I don't like that. So the marks, my imperfections that, I don't care. You see how I roll up in here. Those are gone. He like smoothed them out. It looks like I actually have on foundation.
Right.
So I appreciate it and thank you. Roogle, did you have anything to ask or to say?
Yeah, actually, Nick's question was actually tops. Her question triggered another thought that was different from our original question. But on the statement you just made about, basically you're talking about body image, and with this being the age of people being obsessed with that, does it make your job more difficult?
It doesn't make it more difficult because I give them options of who they are, and once they see it, it gives them a second look at themselves and will say, okay, some people will be very hard on themselves until I give them a picture of themselves, because some people don't really see themselves unless it's taken on someone else. By someone else's eyes, I give them a chance to look at it, to give them a chance to look at themselves and like, you know what? Okay, it's not that bad. I can work with this. And it's like, to answer your question, it's not that difficult. It's really not. What this COVID has done has caused us to really look at ourselves and accept ourselves the way we are. As long as we're alive and make it day by day,
Yes.
that other stuff doesn't matter anymore. It's more, it's the importance of life now. Capturing yourself, working on yourself, is what God has granted you to do day by day.
Now, I will
see that. You don't get to do that anymore.
I'll say at a certain age, I agree with you. But like what Ruggle's saying, you have, like during COVID, you had people going to get Brazilian butt lifts. Let me tell you this, Nick. He got a picture of me. I felt like I went to Florida and got me one. Listen, it was the angle. I said, look at that booty. Yeah. And it was the angle. But I like Ruggle's question, because you have younger people and they're trying to become other people. And I like your answer of, let me capture your beauty so that you can see you don't need to be this person because you have A, B, and C and D. You know what I mean? And then you actually focus on that and develop that where we looking good.
Like you said, to capitalize on what you just said, you have A, B, and C. When people are requesting the rest of the 26 letters of it, when it's not even fitting that equation. All that can't fit. You have to pick and accept and embrace what God has given you. And my thing is, I'll be more than happy. I can't, like I told you yesterday, Mel, I said, I can't make you perfect, but I can make you happy and satisfied.
And he said that off top.
Right.
Off top. He look, expectations. He said that off. Look, if this is your expectations, let me put this out here right now. It was like the disclaimer. I can't make you perfect, but I can make you happy. I appreciated that. It was like, hey, you have to do that, because Nick, you got people out there to be like, even like in cosmetology. When I was a cosmetologist, they send you a picture. Remember when Holly Berry was out? I want to look like this. Okay, you're not going to look like that.
Exactly like that, right.
But your hair would be like that. But now we got the digital age where you can put the hair on the face so you can kind of know what you might look like, and it don't look like Holly.
No.
I used to rock the Halle, not the Halle, the Toni Braxton when she first came out.
Yeah.
I would get my hair cut like that all the time.
She was bad.
Halle started it, but I believe that Toni perfected it.
She did.
Toni progressed it. Let me tell you who started it. Anita Baker.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Look, I can't put no...
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Who did?
Dorothy Dangerous.
Oh, yeah, Dorothy. Yep, Dorothy.
We gonna take it back. We might as well go all the way back. You got that right.
Dorothy Dandridge. Yeah, we talking the real hair, not the wigs. Dorothy Dandridge.
Right. She rocked that. She perfected
She
that.
looked amazing, didn't she? Maybe that's where Toni and them, maybe she was their inspiration to look back. It was like, I'm going to pull that off. Because she did it. She actually did it. Do you guys have any other questions for Marcus Dillard or anything before we let him go?
No, because he basically we just let him go, and he basically answered any question anybody could have, just about his and you can tell that he has a passion, just the way he talks about it, and the talk about your photo shoot and everything, because we definitely know how you are, Mel. If it's something that you don't like, you gonna let everybody know. So it's like just the way, and you can, like I said, you can tell his passion. He's like talk about it, and he's glowing for the listening audience. We're watching him, and he's glowing talking about his passion. So, like, there's really no questions that I have to ask because he's answered anything I could have asked.
Isn't that awesome? You,
Thank
Roogle?
you.
Yes.
This is my officially first, and I'm glad that you're part of this, Mel, part of this history making thing. That this was my first business trip of my own company, and what better places to have it is back home in Youngstown, Ohio.
Thank you for coming. And I gotta tell just real quick.
Sure.
I was walking around to get my little walk in, and Marcus, we were at the same place walking, and we had the conversation, and we set a date, just walking in the park, set a date for this shoot, and months later we are here. And I appreciate you coming. And for the listening audience, when he issues you the disclaimer of, I can't make you perfect, but I can make you happy, don't take that as a negative. That's a positive. That's someone that you want to work with because they're being 100% honest.
Exactly.
And that's it in a nutshell. Roogle, did you have anything?
It would go back into opening up the beginning of the story. But
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, so one thing that I thought was very important about what you talked about was how you got encouraged. At an early age. But we didn't get a chance to ask you about how, like, art has, how did it influence your educational pathway? Like, did you go on to any post-secondary education that was devoted to art? Did you do, like, your own, like, sabbatical? Like, what can you express that? Because my thoughts are, there are people who have passion who don't act on them because they may not feel that it's a pathway towards financial stability. But but just the cultivating of your own style, that sort of thing. I think that was something that I was interested in when I heard about your early beginnings.
Okay. Basically, what happened was that I did go to YSU. Also, my senior year, I was able to go into other programs that were in Pittsburgh because they had the Art Institute there, and I was able to visit and do a couple of things for them as well. But as far as I pursued it, but at the same time, I felt like it wasn't going to do me any good because it was things that I knew that I was set in place that. Why am I paying money for something that I already knew what to do? And I'm not bragging on that. It's just the fact that I felt at the time that's how I felt. And then I developed my own system of using ink pens to draw and shade and do portraits with and do abstract with. And that took off like none other. And I found myself that I really didn't need to continue education into that field once I got that developed. Now, once I got that developed, I took it to a whole new level of, I entered art shows. I had a couple pieces in museums and at shows when I lived in Chicago. And at the same time, I had a passion for the medical field as well. And I'm still in the medical field for about 20 years. So Mel and I, we were both sharing those stories too as well. But the fact of the matter is that I didn't really pursue anything after that as far as higher education. And I knew that if someone was to buy a piece from me, I felt like I didn't have to go through all these student loans and all of that for something that wasn't going to benefit me. If someone's going to buy a piece from me, that was money right there. That right there, that paid a lot of bills, to be honest. That paid a lot of bills. And it's helped me to be humble because there were times where I was very, very arrogant with it. And with me, people that know me know that I own up to my mistakes. And I didn't see where it was going. And it humbled me because that stopped for a while. And God put me in a place where I was like, you know what? Okay, I need to be more appreciative of my gift than to worry about how much it's going to cost, how much it's going to make me. So I had to balance that and learn from that and take me in a direction where God was going to take me. And I let it up to Him. I trusted Him to do that. So I stopped making moves on my own because that got me nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
He brought up another. Because have you ever thought about? I mean, I know you have the photography business, of course, but have you in art? But have you ever thought about doing illustrations for medical textbooks and that sort of thing?
I haven't.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's. Thank you. I did get offers that have future projects going on for your doctors that are being constructed right now in Phoenix for me to display my photography in their offices, and we're making deals. I don't want to say too much on that, but to answer your question, yes, and who knows where that's going to take me after that. But that's a very good question. I haven't thought of that.
That is amazing.
That's right. What I'm here for. That's what I.
Yes, it is.
I stimulate because I like it's so funny. I have a degree in philosophy, and really I could have got that in a public library, because it's reading,
Mm-hmm.
But I understand what you're saying about understanding your path, honing your skill, and I think for some though they seek that. Like there's people that have their own style, right? There's like there's the people that are like Prince, right? He has his own thing going, and then there's the people who are like Alicia Keys, a beautiful talent, talented, but I think was able to hone her skills because of her the technical things that she may have embraced while she was at Columbia. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. And I wonder, like, because did you have any? So I'd say that to say this is that on your journey, did you have any mentors that may have been in the field or in or out of the field?
Yes, I did. To be honest, Mrs. Yvette Carter, she showed me a lot. That's my one of my best buddies, Pep Carter, Terry Carter. His mom, LeVar Benton, definitely LeVar Benton. Shout out to them. My ninth grade instructor, Mr. Victor, at Ursuline High School, he showed me a different way to look at perspective images. He taught me how to use my right brain and left brain on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm a lefty, but he taught me how to use the opposite. Drawing something on a piece of paper without looking at it, without lifting up to see what you're doing, your progress. That opens up your creativity, and part of you wants to panic and say, I need to look at it and see my progress. But the other part will say, just wait until you're finished. Exactly. Just wait until you're finished.
Okay.
It's going anywhere. Just do it. Just do the exercise and see what happens. And that's how I feel with my photography. It's not always. At first, it was always, I can't wait. Let me see it. Let me take this picture and see it. Let me see it real quick before I can make sure I capture the right thing in this light. And another part of me is like, just let it happen. Just let it happen. Take your time. Embrace it. Because some of the best things are done when they're not planned. That just happens.
Right. I agree. I did want to say, and I'm reiterating how important public school is. You said Harding, which is public school. I'm a product of a public school system. I was so annoyed when they were talking about, because I too love the arts, when they were talking
Yes.
about getting rid of the arts in school. It's so important. I was behind it, fighting 110%, because honestly, a lot of people was excited to go to school because of the arts. I being one of them. It was like, oh, I can't wait, you know? So that's really important. I'm glad that's not out. And Roogle bringing that up, I appreciate you bringing that up, because starting off in elementary school, being introduced to the arts, it almost molded us into where we are now. It's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. And now look, we're back in the arts again. Think about it.
Full circle. It comes back.
Yes, the plays in the school systems, that was like amazing to me. I was a part of that. And then now on to writing plays, on to drawing, photography, the arts, the whole nine. Arts are important. And the public school system is not all bad for those who keep trying to rid the arts from schools. You gotta release that energy.
Isn't about the sports anymore. It's more creativity, your mind.
Yeah, give us all of it. How come we can't have it all?
Exactly. What's the problem with that? No.
I'm telling you, it's different. It's different, but that's what we need to do. And you, not me, I'm still talking, but you come back and talk to the youth and let them know, since you flew in for, business trip. I truly appreciate it. Yay. That's what I'm talking about. The businessman, he will fly into your city to do your shoots. Give us the information, your information again.
Okay. My website, once again, it's dillardphotographyandart.com. On Instagram is under Dillard Photography. You'll find my work as well. And on Facebook is Marcus Dillard. Just find me on Facebook.
Okay. The birth name, huh? Just nothing extra, huh?
Nothing extra. Just keep it simple.
I heard that. That's it in a nutshell. I heard that. All right, Marcus, I thank you for coming on. And the next time you're here, you have to meet up with Roogle for his other job. And I think that you guys will make a great connection. All right.
Thank you.
And I'll get his information to you.
Okay.
And then you guys can connect. Okay.
Okay.
I thank you. I thank you for coming on. I so thank you for coming on. Again, to the listening audience, that is Marcus Dillard Photography.com. And Marcus Dillard, if you're on Facebook, look up.
DillardPhotographyandart.com.
Wait, what's the website again? DillardPhotographyandart.com. There we go. Email. The email, Marcus Dillard Photography at Gmail. There we go. I got that. Look, that's the part that I have the whole time. Thank you again for coming on. I got to say, I truly appreciate you sharing your journey with us real quick. And I enjoy your honesty, your professionalism, and your craft. We are behind you on Shop Talk with Mel. And if we have other questions, I'm calling you, right?
Of course.
That is Marcus Dillard Photography. And you lovely people can contact me. You can check on the website. I'll have his information below, and you'll see the photo shoot. So you definitely know that his information will be below so that you guys can reach out. And if you have questions, I'm sure he's open to other interviews. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we have the lovely, I don't know if I should say lovely or not. When it's dealing with art, is everybody's lovely. But the handsome, let me put that out there. The handsome filmmaker, Mr. Cortez Roach, getting ready to join us. And his film is called Wizard 2020. You know I'm hype about that, so I had to get him on. And I'm so grateful that you decided to come on. Let's give him a shop talk. Welcome.
How you doing?
All right, My Point of View Films. That's the name of his film company, and I appreciate you coming on. Do me one favor. That bottle right there on the screen, if you could just slide that off, because that's advertisement, or turn it around. Look, there we go. All right. We here having a good time. Cortez, Roach, I need you to unmute your video. And let's get on here. The Wizard 2020. So, Mr. Cortez, AKA, tell us, what other name?
KO.
KO?
The lyrical Michael Myers.
Okay.
Myers.
Okay. What got you started into filmmaking?
I love movies. I love being into movies. I love movies. You know. But I never really had a desire to start as a filmmaker, you know. It's just something that happened.
Okay, explain, elaborate. How did this happen? How did the Wizard 2020 happen? Tell me that.
An act of God, you know what I'm saying? I dreamed it in a dream, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was asleep one night. You know, some people remember their dreams. I'm one of them people. I remember a lot of my dreams. Some I don't. Majority of them I do. You know, so
I can relate.
This particular dream, I remember it, and I'm like, man, that's you know what I'm saying. That'll be dope if I could. You know what I'm saying? Redo the Wizard of Oz. So you know, I laughed on it and thought about it. So I built up the character to do it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go on to it. You know, give it a try to see how it turned out. And man, it's been amazing.
Okay, so when you decided you're gonna make a film, what was your first steps? Of course, writing it, but that was all in your head because you dreamt it. As far as like getting the actors and actresses, did you already know, or did you dream about who was gonna play what part?
No, like the vision, you know what I'm saying? Overall, the dream was just the vision, everything. Everything else, you know, I put my footwork in and did it myself. Like the actors and all that, I wanted it to be Chicago, everything. I wanted to get some rising stars, some very talented people to play these roles in the movie, you know? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to bring them up with me. You understand what I'm saying? So instead, the leading character, instead of, you know, paying them cash, you know what I'm saying? I gave them a percentage of the film. It's never been done, you know what I'm saying? Independently or made, it's never been done.
No, it hasn't.
So, you know, so I went on Instagram. And, you know, I got a vision. I got an ear for music. I got a vision. So I picked numerous people for each character, each leading character. Then I said, man, this is an act of God. Like I feel it is the right person going, you know what I'm saying, you know, respond. And that's how it happened.
Okay. So when you decide, did you go and purchase your own camera?
No, I hired Video One Production.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camera company out of Chicago.
Okay,
they film for the news stations. They film for the Bulls game.
Okay. So you reached out and made the necessary connections to have your vision come to light.
Exactly.
Amazing. For my listening audience, you hear him. You hear him. It's a vision. He did it, and you do have to make those connections. You definitely have to make those connections. It's hard to do things by yourself. It really is.
Exactly.
You make those connections. I love the fact that your contract with your actors and actresses are on the film itself. And that's amazing, because usually you're just, you coming out of pocket like, okay. And I actually compliment you on dreaming it. Here's the vision, and going forth and acting, making your dream a reality.
Right.
That's amazing. You heard it, lovely people. He too, Chicago. Chicago must be the thing with the artists up there. That's where the art's at. You heard him. He was like, I was living in Chicago. I moved to Arizona. I think that's awesome. Go ahead.
No, I said, yeah, we busted. We said Chicago.
And you know what? I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here today, and you're probably wondering why. And I'm getting ready to share it. Because all that the media shows about Chicago is all bad, and it's not.
Exactly.
And
that's another thing. That's another reason I want to run with this movie. Because, you know, everybody, because, you know, I rap and everything. I'm a hip-hop rapper, whatever they want to call it. So everybody...
We gonna call it what it is. You're a rapper. Go ahead.
Right. So, you know, everybody... A lot of rappers and stuff, when they come out with their movies, it be like drama, good drama. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm going to come different with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come different and show the city, because I filmed it all here. I'm going to show the people in the city. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I want to take a different angle, you know, something different to really show, you know.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
37.
Awesome. Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff. Roogle. Now, we have our co-host who's been rocking with me for 10 years, Roogle, the movie guy. And I always say, because just like you said, you love movies. He's our movie guy to tell us about the upcoming movies. And I think when you said that, I think that not even just the younger generation, it doesn't matter how old you are. That's why I asked you your age. If it's something you want to do, you're still able to do it. So you took what you like to do, the movie guy, and you made a film. And the reason that that's important for me to speak on is because when you guys watch movies, you guys can critique movies and see what's like me. I can watch a movie and be like, oh, okay. You guys might critique a movie and say, oh, they shouldn't have ended that way because you've watched so many, or they should have used a different videographer, or they could have, you know what I mean? You could see what was done. And that's a skill in itself. That's why we have, that's why we have Roogle, the movie guy. It's like, he was like, oh no. And when you look and you talk about different movies, like that was a well, that movie was well put together. And I'm like, okay, you know, versus Us Just Coming. You'd be like, no, I'm not watching that. I've seen that, you know. And I think that's amazing to have the eye to see. So during your process of the Wizard 2020, let me put this information out there. If the listening audience would like to look you up, I think they would. It is Wizard, the number 20, and then written 20. TWENTY. And when I say the listening audience, because we have a large listening audience, but we're on Zoom because of COVID. So the people that are able to look, you see the poster is right behind him. So the Wizard 2020. I'm going to go over to Nick because Nick actually went to the showing of the film. Right. That was the grand opening, right? Was that the first?
That was a red. It come out on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
November 25th, 2021. But that was the movie, red carpet event movie screening.
Okay, the movie screen. Okay.
To support the red carpet, exactly. You know, we gave them a showing of the film.
That was the first showing, though, right?
First showing of it, yeah. In the AMC Theater, downtown Chicago, River East 21.
Okay, Nick the Voice. Now, Nick the Voice is our person that keeps it 100. Okay, so Nick, tell me your thoughts on the overall movie.
On the overall movie, it was creative, and he kept to his roots with that as well, which is music, and everyone involved, the main characters, are all, they sing, they rap, and he just kept true to his roots as well.
So tell me, is this a musical?
No, it's just like the movie. You know,
it's just like the movie.
Oh, like The Wiz. Oh, and the movie The Wizard of Oz. She starts singing at the beginning too. The Wizard. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's a cross between The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz, but it's like I said, Chicago style, and it's bringing a new spin on The Wiz, but still trying to keep in the tradition of it.
Okay.
it was different, and you know, I enjoyed it. And I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to say I enjoyed it because my family in it. So I'm not going to be biased. And I'm very
well. I know you're not going to be biased regardless of who in it. That's why I was like, let us know. I wanted her to do the red carpet.
Right. Yeah.
I want to do red carpet. But I had all kinds of issues with my phone.
That's all right. Let's stay on. Wait, let's stay on this because I don't want to go off kilter because we only got a little bit of time. The when you saw, and not being biased, I'm non-biased, the actors. Now you being an actress, come on with it. What you got?
Everybody brought it. There was no mistake. Everybody that actually, I don't know if that was their first time acting or if they've done acting before, but you could not tell. If it was their first time, you could not tell.
Oh, so they were on point.
They brought it. They were on point. It was like they've been doing this for years. I don't know who has been doing it for years. I don't know who hasn't, but you could not tell. You couldn't tell at all. I loved it, especially his part cracked me up because he played Fleetwood.
You know what though? And let me tell you what's interesting. When I looked at him, that's who I saw anyway.
Really?
Yeah, off the the look of the lion.
Uh-huh.
And I looked, I was like, Fleetwood. That was in my mind. And it's so funny when they said, what's your name? Fleetwood Coupe de Ville. That's when I went, very, very good. So did you use Cortez, did you use any professional actors or actresses or all novice?
No, this was everybody's first time.
Oh, novice actors and actresses.
And you could not tell.
Let me tell you what's good about that.
And even the editor, the person who edited his first time ever edited the movie.
Awesome.
Everything was fresh. Nobody had no experience with nothing.
Very good. So you gave everybody the opportunity being novice. I've been to several, and Shop Talk, we tell it, but I've been to a lot of movie screenings. And behind the scenes, anything that could go wrong, it goes wrong.
Yeah.
And in front, nobody can tell, but you're the writer. So you be looking like, going nuts. I want to ask you, how did you feel that morning when you woke up and you knew, here goes the screening. Today is the screening. How did you feel? Did you have a nervous energy?
Not at all.
Good.
I was excited about it because I know it's lit. I know what we put into it. I know how,
So your confidence was up here for the people that you had on your team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
I know. They was more excited and nervous, but I've been telling them since day one, I'm like, man, y'all killed y'all thing. It was, man, it's lit. You gotta see it. You have to see it.
The day you picked for the red carpet movie premiere was a special day for him, and I'll let him tell you why.
Yeah, that was my baby sister's birthday, and she passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh, you have my condolences.
Yeah, she was 29.
29.
Yeah.
On her day.
Blood pressure was too high.
Her blood
pressure was too high.
Okay.
Blood pressure level was too high, and it sent her to a heart attack.
And it definitely will do so. For the listening audience and the viewers right now, he brought it up. Blood pressure. Get your blood pressure checked. Get physicals. And even though we are in the era of telehealth, which is like your Zooms and all that, wear your mask, but go in and don't always, hear me clear, always use the automatic blood pressure cuffs. You let someone take it manually. Even if you go into the office, you tell them, can you please take it manually? Because those automated ones aren't 100%. All right? Look, there go my Mel's medical moment. See, you came right on in there. Did that. It's done and it's over with. I'm excited to see it. And you said it comes out when?
It comes out on November 25th. Well, that's the release day I wanted.
Okay.
But, like I said, this is God's production. So everything don't happen exactly how you want it, because I got a big chance for the AMC theaters to take it national.
Very good.
So if they agree to do that, I'm definitely going to push it back probably 6 months.
Okay.
To build that buzz, get
right.
out there, get everybody excited about it. But if for some odd reason they don't, then I'll have to.
I don't think it's going to be an odd reason that they won't.
Right.
Okay. I really don't, because just the name, and then you say 2020, we've all succumbed to 2020. That's still,
exactly.
The ones that are still living. I think it's going to be good, and you get to see the creative minds of are us, period. And and when I say us, because us being an all black panel, I'm not saying us just all black, because it's not a all. Listen, some people tend to think that you have an all black cast, that it's just an all black movie. That is not true. Every nationality can enjoy this film. So please keep your eyes and ears open for The Wizard 2020. Remember, it is the number 20 and then the word 20 after it. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait, because it's like, hey, well, let's see what was going on in 2020 there. You know what I mean? So the title is amazing.
I want to be interviewing the cast a week before that it actually comes out, so it's fresh in everybody's mind.
Oh, okay. Right. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Listen, you guys, make sure that you wear your mask. I need you guys to mask up, even if you are vaccinated. And please wear your mask. That's all I have to say. Look, even though I know the radio personality's on now, I'm not pushing for or against the vaccine. So hear me clear. People make the choices that are best for you. But if you would be so kind that when you are out in public to wear your mask, if you don't care about yourself, just wear it for other people. Just think of your grandparents or whoever, your babies that can't get vaccinated. Just please wear your mask, because being vaccinated does not mean that you're not a carrier. And that's on any vaccine, honestly. Okay? All right. What if you have the upcoming, I know this won't be your only film. I feel it in my spirit. It's not going to be your only film. But if you have people, how can they contact you if they would like to audition for an upcoming film? And I'm speaking this in advance.
Okay, they can just email me.
What's your email?
It's thewizard.2020 at gmail.com. Thewizard. So it's actually the title, but you just put the dot between wizard and 2020 at gmail.com.
Okay, so it's thewizard.2020
at gmail.com.
Now tell me this, your 2020, is it written like the title? Or is it the number?
Exactly like the title.
Okay, so.
The number 20 and the word 20.
Okay, so let me put this out here. thewizard.20, the word 20 at gmail.com.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I know you're really busy. Even though you're having your drink, I am not mad at you. It's 5:00 somewhere. Okay. But I truly thank you for your time. And before I let you go, let me ask the co-host, did he have any questions? Do you have any question, Roogle?
More so, I was going to ask, is there a clip or a trailer available?
Definitely. It's a trailer on YouTube. All they got to do is type the name in, it's going to pop right up. Please support it, share it, comment, like, subscribe.
Okay, so it's the trailers on YouTube. Roogle probably on it right now. You on it? You going to it?
No, I was going to look, but I thought I would ask where it was at. You know what I mean?
So it's on YouTube.
It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. But YouTube, that's just like the biggest,
and the easiest.
Platform right now.
And the easiest.
Everybody's still on tab, so that's why I shouted out there. But it's on Facebook. It's on Instagram.
Okay, but
I shared part of the trailer too before the premiere on my page.
Okay, we're able to look up. We're able to see that because we're your friends, but the listening audience isn't. So we're going to go to YouTube for the listening audience and the viewers who are not, our friends. It is The Wizard. That's THE. The Wizard dot the number 20. The word 20. Wait, what's the YouTube? The YouTube is this, right?
No, the YouTube is the original name. Everything is the original name.
Oh, okay. Okay, The Wizard. Got it. The Wizard. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to give. So, or you could just email him and ask them where is it at, and he can send you the link. The Wizard dot the number 20, the word 20. On YouTube. So you guys check that out. And you know what? I'm pretty sure like once you type it in the search, type the first part, that's going to come up. Because it came up for me. Again, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing with us. We truly appreciate it. Yes. Oh, absolutely. And Nick, she said she's going to have the cast on closer to the release date. You keep us posted. Keep us posted. And we're streaming now with the Emmys, which I'm getting ready to talk about. Streaming coming out, winning Emmys is amazing because of the whole COVID, not being able to go into the theaters and things like that. So I know that nothing but love, prosperity, and good luck to you. Because I'm sure it's getting ready to take off. I'm excited. And I'm like, dang, I got to wait till Thanksgiving. I guess that's what we going to do.
Mel, listen, I love the fact that every good thing that comes his way, he was brought up like we was brought up. He going to bring all praises to the Heavenly Father.
Oh, he already did. He already did. We got his spirit. We got his vibe already. Yeah, we got his vibe.
It wasn't too hard, or now all of a sudden everybody denouncing God and it's
that's ridiculous. But guess what? I can't give that no airplay. So that's why I'm talking over her.
I'm saying, it's just the fact that because the young men nowadays don't.
We ain't worried about what they're not doing. They'll catch up. We worried about what we doing, and we ain't doing nothing but honoring God and uplifting His name. Okay. All right. So thanks again for coming on, and you got to visit us again. All right.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
That was Corey Roach. You guys got to check out the movie. It is coming out in November. The trailer is on YouTube, and it is The Wizard, the number 20, and the word 20. Check that out. Share it. Like he said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that goes along with it. And if you have any questions, I'll make sure that on the website and beneath this actual programming today, you know how I go because I come on every Saturday. I'll have all this information below, so if you don't feel like listening to the show again, you can find it at the bottom of this screen, okay, or the bottom of the show for the listening audience. I love you guys for listening. We're going to carry on with our show. It is time for, here we go, the shop topics, all right? Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Tell me, lovely people, y'all heard what happened to Wendy, right?
What happened?
Well, Wendy Williams is sick again, but they're giving her the business in the headline. And I feel bad because they're giving her the business. They're saying mental health. What? First they said she had COVID. Now she got mental health. Maybe it's the drug issue. Now all of those can be combined and cause. It's a cause and effect, syndrome. One can cause the other, and they all can go together. I just want to put that out there. I was listening to other media outlets and how they were talking. They were like, well, what is it that she don't want to come back? She was supposed to go on tour. Listen, the lady does have medical issues because I hear her speak about her lymphedema and her thyroid issue, which will have your moods up, down, on sideways, okay? Even though I did the Mel's Medical Moments with the blood pressure. But with this, you have that. So now you have a decreased immune system. Yes, she could get COVID. Now, because her immune system is, she's immune compromised. Thank you. And so she could be susceptible to anything. Now they go with the mental illness. They're like, oh, well, mental illness. Now, I don't know her personally, and I don't know her personal business, but I have to give you guys the facts, and this is a fact, not on her, but I'm just saying in general. Usually people who are, usually people who are addicted to drugs, either they got addicted because they were partying, or they got addicted to try to cope with a situation. Which usually when you have an issue with coping, that's a mental issue. So it's like you go to this to try to cover that instead of going and getting help and treatment. Depression, same thing. So before people get out there and say anything, which they actually said what they said, they report how they report, I report how I report. She probably needs help all the way around. And we know that depression set in big time on a lot of people. I can't pull those stats up right now because my battery just died. But there's a lot of people in 2020 who suffered depression. They go to a psych doctor to try to talk those things through. Okay? So I just had to put that out there. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't report those same things just as blah, blah, blah. No, I know they can all go together. All right. Now, Tyrese talked about the VMA, the Video Music Awards. Did y'all see it? Did you watch it?
I turned it.
A lot of people did. I turned it. I can't remember the little girl's name right now. Chloe? I think her name is Chloe. She has a sister they used to sing.
Allie and Chloe.
Or whoever they are. Yeah, them.
Yeah.
The one girl, her performance was very provocative. And, it was provocative. You guys check that out if you get the opportunity. I wasn't comfortable watching it, so I did change the channel. And I'm not even talking about just her. I wanted to talk about what Tyrese spoke on. And what he said is he doesn't know what's going to happen because music is turning into antics instead of the actual talent. So you had Nas X, and he came there, and the people are talking about him. It's the antics. He came in there with a sexual chocolate wig. Randy Watson, off of Coming to America, he came in with one of those wigs, which was crazy. It looks silly as all get out. Even Randy looks silly, okay? But it's almost like it's more so about the antics and not the talent. Now, why is it important that Tyrese said that? Because yes, Tyrese can sing, but he's not on my top 10, 20, or 30. And we know how he came about doing the Coca-Cola commercial, remember?
Right.
So, but for him to say that, it's like, what's going to happen in the next 20 years with music? Do you think that he was right, the statement that he made, saying that music is going to be done in 20 years? Or do you disagree?
I don't think it'll be done, but yeah, you could tell the shift. And I'm not saying that back in the day, because I heard some records from when I was a little girl, now that our parents listen to.
That are inappropriate.
But, now it's like, ooh.
But they can sing. But they can sing. Like Rick James, he had his antics, but he could sing.
Exactly. These folks, they're just going on the fact that they can twerk.
Okay. What's your thoughts? Roogle?
That music will not die because if every culture and every border was separate, you would still have music that it came about. If you take it back to where it was just people just drumming, you know what I mean? I think that whole piece will stay. I think honestly we may not be we may not be excited about the current state of the quality of what we got, but the outlet for more people to create and be recognized is there. Is this the themes that they want to promote? That I think we're having a philosophical debate about. I'll tell you like this. Some of the people like you mentioned earlier, I was like, I have not heard. I've heard of the people. I've never heard any of their songs. And sometimes when the things that you do have more influence than the songs that you sang, it's kind of it's for me is this I don't know, like I've never, like some of the new artists I haven't had a desire to listen to, and some people I've checked out and I thought like, oh, okay, that's cool, but the thing is we gotta know, like, not to be old people about this, you know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of stuff, because my son, for example, he was going to a concert in Tennessee called Bonnaroo, which was canceled because of the hurricane and all that other stuff. But anyway, like, it was all these artists that we were talking about, and it was just kind of funny because like I have these people, I'm like, I don't even know who these people are, and part of that is because I don't even listen to the radio. Like, I just listen to this NPR.
You don't listen to us?
Which NPR does play.
Okay.
They don't play. They will interview people who are doing things. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I listen to the radio, but what's the name of this group you said? Who was he going to see?
He was going to a concert. It was like, you got Lollapalooza. Well, this is called Bonnaroo.
Okay.
And so it's like I think I want to say Megan Thee Stallion was supposed to be there. A whole lot of people. It's just a music festival, and who else was supposed to be there? Lizzo and somebody.
Oh, okay. So it was gonna be lit.
Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of different stages, and it's like a big open field, kind of like if it was, Woodstock or something like that, when you camp and all that, the commercialism of music.
Okay, but what was it? The hurricane. That's what did it. I was gonna say the tornado, the hurricane.
Yeah, because it was the rain. They thought the campgrounds were going to be flooded out.
Okay, were they? Did it turn out to be? I know they canceled it. That's good, but
yeah, I don't know. I didn't go.
So did they reimburse him?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he got reimbursed. I never asked. I just assumed that he got his money back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think sometimes they'll offer you the money back, or unless they decide to reschedule.
And this was the thing. He had originally, this ticket that he bought was for 2020.
Oh, so it was already postponed.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They'll probably just get their money back.
I would hope they would give him his money back at this point in time, unless they, saying we're gonna push it back again or all that other stuff.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, he was gonna drive, but think about the people who are buying plane tickets and and all that other stuff.
And it's also up to the promoter. I found out when the Martin Lawrence Hit Tour, we were supposed to go see it 3 different times last year, and they kept postponing because of COVID. And finally, they released refunds for people that wanted it because the promoter was taking it the whole time. Decided to refund folks their money. You don't get my money back, man.
Yeah, some places don't. So do you think that money should be returned? Should you have the option to say, reimburse me,
right,
or postpone? Because I know that, like, usually, like, the first one, they don't. They just postpone it. But here's my problem. My problem with that is I don't know if I'm going to be available for your event at that time. What's your thoughts on that, Nick?
I was not happy with them saying the promoter is trying to wait. Nah, man, give me my money, because I might be dead. Ain't no telling what's going on. I might be halfway across the world. When you decide to reschedule it, I might have to work and can't get off. I might be in a hospital. You never know. There's circumstances. Give me my money back, and I'll decide when you
repurchase it if you want to.
If I want to go or not. Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Roogle?
They can hold on to that.
What's your thoughts, Roogle?
Yeah, I think you should be able to get your money back. And I don't think it should be some bullshit like pay some level of insurance.
Oh, what?
you know, you get like companies like for example, you buy an airplane ticket, and they say, well, you want to buy insurance on this airplane ticket, or you book a hotel room. You want to buy you want to get the insurance on this so that well, if it goes, you know, if you cancel too late or whatever, you won't, your money won't be taken. That kind of stuff. You know, I don't because I mean, if their option is to move the date, you know, I think when they did that, they broke the deal.
I agree.
I mean? I bought a ticket for a date, you know, and then that date, you know, could be special, like how his premiere was, you know. So what if I'm like, hey, I'm doing this for my anniversary or whatever? You pull the plug on it. Now, I mean, that was my thing that I was going to do to celebrate something bigger, you know. And I had to now I got to compensate and redo my plans, and I should have that original purchase available to be able to go to those dollars back to be able to do that next thing. I mean, because these aren't, you know, I mean, like we're not. To say hold on to somebody's money and say wait and wait, it's like you're treating us like investors.
Yes.
And we're not getting a return on that money.
The
Yes.
people that actually got their money back for that was the ones that did purchase the insurance. Those that didn't had to wait.
I'm with Roogle. I don't think that that's okay. Why do I have to purchase insurance? Here's the thing. Why do I have to purchase insurance on something that's like an investor, just like you said. Purchase insurance on something that I don't plan for this to go bad. But you did bring up that about, you know, you said you might be dead the next time that that they decide to go ahead and go through with the event. And that's true. Go ahead, Roogle.
Or the artist might be canceled.
Oh, yeah. You know, this is the whole cancel culture era. But when you said about being dead, that I wanted to segue right into the next topic, which is, is there an etiquette to funerals or to go into funerals? Is there proper etiquette for funerals? Roogle, I'm out. You sit on that, Nick, because I know you got it. Roogle, go ahead. Is there a proper etiquette for funerals?
I mean, as an attendee?
Yeah, as an attendee.
Well, traditionally, you're supposed to wear black. You know, I mean, that's a traditional thing to do. There's the book that you sign when you go. There's the potential gifting of some sort of financial offering. There's the potential gifting of some sort of food or refreshment for the family. You know what I mean? There's the,
you see her, she ready. I'm ready for you too, Nick. Go ahead.
There's the condolence. There's a card that you may send or flowers that you may send. Or, I mean, now the big thing is give it to some organization that they supported or something of that nature. But, you know, I mean, those are sort of the trends.
But those are requests from the family, giving it to an organization.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the idea of giving. You know, I think that's a common thing. There are the unwritten things, the people, the conversation about talking about how trash the person really was. You know,
okay.
I mean? And there's the overall tradition of, and this is one thing I think I need to put in my will, like if I should happen to have succumb to an early death, is, you know, this rent a place, don't go walking on my mom's carpets.
Okay, so that's the family request.
The carpets. Yeah, but I mean, it's those things, though, I think.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. Is there proper etiquette for?
Yeah, the proper etiquette now.
Look, for the funeral goers, the attendees.
Yeah. It used to be wearing all black or like some dark color unless the family requests otherwise. But you got folks coming in here with bright yellow, mini skirts up their butt and everything else. That's not appropriate for a funeral. It may be appropriate for a wedding, but then you try to outshine the
But we got to stay with the funeral. Go ahead.
That's a different subject. But turn your phones off.
Yes.
The preacher up there trying to give a eulogy, and then we hearing your phone ring. Like, turn your phone off. Leave it in your car if you can't, or at least put it on mute. And it's like, and please don't come in here acting together.
So the etiquette would be respectful?
Very respectful. That's the thing. You are there for the homegoing service of that person. And if you didn't like that person, don't go. Like, your tail home. I want to say something else.
I know you did. I ain't even got the bell. I don't look by me.
That's why I was going ding, 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 ding. But just like keep your, if you didn't like the person, don't come around the family being fake at all. Now, I ain't gonna say I didn't like a family member that I was upset with.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna go, but I went out of respect.
Why'd you keep yourself home? Why'd you keep your tail home?
Because I went out of respect that that is my family. I still love my family. I was quite upset with them for many years, and my mother and father would have been disappointed if they were alive.
Okay.
If I didn't. So I had to just set that aside, like, you know, and it kind of threw me off because the point that, and it was, you know, how he passed was real quick, and it was like, dang, I didn't even get a chance to mend that with my cousin, and it bothers me sometimes. You know, it really bothers me. But so that's why I just said no. I'm gonna
okay. So okay, all right. So the proper etiquette is to attend if his family and y'all still didn't click, because you can hear your mother and father whispering in your ear. You better go.
Girl, yes, I done. Mama and daddy was on my shoulder, but yeah, I went because out of respect for my family and the fact that that was my last. That was my last time seeing him, and that was my chance to be like, cause I'm sorry.
Okay, for the apology. Okay, Roogle, I want to stick to the etiquettes of funerals. Go ahead.
One thing to do, and you can't go wrong with this. If it seems appropriate at the time, please introduce yourself to at least everybody in the front row.
Oh, yeah, that is right.
You know what I mean? Because I remember I had a friend who died when I was in college, and he was in a car accident, and I went to his funeral, and I just kind of showed up, and I'm like, I don't even know, like it's a funeral home I never even been to, and I was just kind of like, you're just moving through the world or whatever, and I go and I'm like, I think I did like make contact with their family or whatever. But it was this airy feeling for me because this was somebody 19 years old, who died in a car accident. But the other thing though too, because I remember when my father's funeral would happen, don't be touching on the body. Oh, like don't. Be
okay. That's a good one. I didn't think about that one. That's a good one.
Oh, I remember that because I remember my mom was quite pissed about some people's behavior. And at the time, it's one thing you go in there, you grab the hand and that kind of thing. I think that's expected, right? But then you got people that, that want to, do more, do a little bit more than that. And depending on the trauma or how someone died, you could be positioning the person in an awkward way that could show, things that weren't designed to be displayed and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so let me ask this real quick. So don't go up there showing out more than the people in the front row.
I mean, everybody got their chance to express themselves, but it just be looking kind of crazy.
I could think so.
I mean, sometimes.
I could think so. Okay, Nick, this question is for you. Loved one passed. You're in the front row. So the front row usually simulates the closest to the departed. And somebody in the back start hollering. What's your thoughts? Look.
The first thing I'm gonna be thinking is, who is the help on why they hollering so why they crying hollering? Let me investigate. And I'm going to find out after the funeral. Who's you hollering so? What's going on? I know.
So that takes the attention off of the deceased, doesn't it? Like somebody hollering in the back, and that's the thought. Now you can't even mourn your loved one because you want to know who this clown is.
Exactly.
That's funny though. I knew you was gonna come that way. That's why I was like, Nick, you answer this one. I knew she was gonna come off that way. Now, is it when people have something to say? So proper etiquette would be if you don't have anything nice to say, even though it is the truth. Don't go up and speak. Or do you tell the truth? So, because some people be lying.
That depends on your ability to withstand an ass whooping.
Okay. Wait, Nick, wait. I need him to finish it real quick.
I'm just saying, like, you get up there, you start talking. It might be the truth because you know how he is. Because I'm like, even with people that's living, like if it's a relative of mine, I'm like, somebody say something kind of sideways. I'm like, hey, hold on. I was like, I can talk as much shit as I want to about him, but you can't. You know what I mean? So you figure at that point in time, you get up there and talk about, well, let me tell you the true essence of this ass that's in this coffin below me today. Right? You go in there and talk it. I mean, you might catch it.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
Coming out the dump.
That is
one family member from several, especially in my family.
Now see that and that's something. So I guess the thought would be if you ready to take on whatever it is that you are going to be given after you speak the truth, then so be it. I really find it interesting that you can't speak the truth, so I guess you should not go up.
Well, I think the thing is sometimes when you have people like I've been to funerals, probably more than the average person. I think I don't know, but anyway, the one thing I would say about this is that I noticed when I seen people who die from like drug addiction, that the family will kind of like take ownership of that in a way, be like, that person was such a great person, and it was this, the conflict that they had in life that led to, they'll word it in a way to where it's acceptable. Now, and sometimes the things is, there's speeches that you say at the funeral, and there's conversations that you have at the
after the funeral, yeah.
You know what I mean? You might not want to.
You still got to be mindful of that because you might get drug out.
But see, that's when people start whispering and just having the basic conversation.
But I'm saying like if there was friends of mine that I had a whole bunch of partying with and all that kind of stuff, and there was like this really funny story that was like really super inappropriate for that forum. You know what I mean? That I'm not gonna say that. But if it's like me and some of my buddies or the buddies around the table having that conversation. And, it might be appropriate then, but,
Like a remember when funny type of story. Yeah.
Roogle, what's happening in the movie world?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this. Right now, as it does every September, there's a little bit of a law in not necessarily movies coming out, but the movies that we want to see. So what we see happening right now is that there's been a big buildup for what's going to happen in October. So in October, there's been a lot of movies that have been put on the back burner because of the COVID pandemic, and now they're sneaking back in the theater. One big thing that I want to see myself will be the latest James Bond film that opens on, I believe, October 1st or 8th. So check your check your theaters if you're interested in seeing it. But it is the 25th installment for the James Bond franchise, and it is called No Time to Kill, and it's of course it'll be starring Daniel Craig in the iconic role of James Bond. Along with that, there is the new Venom movie coming out. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. This is Sony's release of actually Spider-Man villains that they're making a movie for and everything like that. But This week, I've been more focused on the small screen. One beautiful little gem that I appreciate watching over the last 2 seasons that it had, and now it has introduced a third season, is Sex Education. Sex Education is a UK production that is so very heartwarming as it displays the experiences of high school children who are conflicted with everything about sex. Don't know what to do, don't know when to do it, don't actually know who they are. And it's a really interesting piece of work that helps explore into the thoughts and mindset of what may be going on with the youth of today. And I think it could be educational, and that pun is intended because the focus of the show is that there is a student whose parent is a sex therapist, and somehow he becomes the sex therapist for his classmates. And it's a very lovely production. It's 8 episodes per season, I believe, about an hour apiece, but really compelling characters, really thoughtfully done, and well directed. So I would say that is my binge choice for the week. But the big news is what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 73rd Emmy Awards, and we have a lot of things going on with that. Some of my favorites have gotten, I'm just going to go and tell you like this, because there's a huge list of things, so I'm just going to talk about some of my favorites here as far as overall Emmy counts. So when we think about this, The Mandalorian has been nominated for 24 Emmys. WandaVision has been nominated for 23 Emmys. And then I'm going to go to a new favorite of mine that I've been watching weekly on Apple TV. It's Ted Lasso, which is so heartwarming. It feels like hot pound cake out of the oven, just kind and enduring comedy, a dramedy that is really compelling and makes me want to turn in every episode to see what Tim Lasso does to coach his soccer team in England. It's a very, very moving show. But anyway, it's been nominated for 20. And one show that we did talk about very highly on this show was Lovecraft Country, starring the magnificent in these roles. Journey Smollett was absolutely fantastic in this show, which has now been nominated for 18 Emmy Awards, and she's actually been nominated. What's that?
I said, okay.
Yeah, she's actually been nominated for Best Actress, along with Jonathan Major, who played I forgot what his character's name was. Was it? I forgot what his name was on the show. But anyway, they had 18 nominations for that. And then if you were a Bridgerton fan, which I've never watched it, but I've only heard good things about it, they had 12 nominations. And then actually, and I will say this because I've been a long time fan of this show, even though I will say I didn't watch the last season, but Blackish was also nominated for 5 Emmys, with Anthony Anderson being nominated as a best actor in a comedy. So it's great to see the level of representation that there is out here in some of these categories. And there's other shows, of course, that I mentioned, but those were some that I thought that were near and dear to my heart I would mention because of the conversations we had when those shows were out.
All right.
So that wraps up what I have to say.
All right. Well, thank you, Roogle, the movie guy, for your views and the information that you always give us. We look forward to. All right. Let's go with the Q-tips. Are you that person seeking validation? Why are you seeking approval from others? Here's the Q-tips. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Ask yourself first, and don't allow others to change your mind. Believe in you. Redefine what you deem as success. It's very important. With you hear the you, Y-O-U, okay? Because seeking validations from others will always have you looking for you. And that's today's Q-tips. All right, lovely people. And those Q-tips, that last point that I made, seeking validation from others will always have you looking for you. That is today's footnote. Like, subscribe, all that. What is it? Like, subscribe, share, everything. And continue talking about Shop Talk with Mel. Like us on all socials. We're talking all socials, YouTube, everywhere, at Shop Talk with Mel. You can also go to the website, shoptalkwithmel.com. If you have any questions for Roogle, the movie guy, or Nick, the voice, and just keep it coming. We did not go to our live audience. They usually chime in because we had the two guests, and I was all engrossed and didn't look down. So I apologize, but I did review your comments, and they will be answered by myself or the crew here that you guys are looking at Shop Talk with Mel. We're on every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Check out YouTube. We're going to go live on YouTube next week, and then you can share it to the Facebook. Okay, so if you guys follow us on YouTube, Shop Talk with Mel, hit the follow button, and then we'll alert you when we are on, because next week we are going live on YouTube. All right, lovely people. I love you for listening. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people. Shop Talk. Yeah, that was a late one. We're going to get this. We are